What's up guys, welcome back. So today's video is going to be my 2016 best of beauty favorites. I know a lot of people do this video and I thought I would do it too. So without further ado, I don't want to have a long intro. Let's just get right into it. So the first product that I want to talk about is a foundation. And the foundation is drugstore. So whenever I wear this foundation, I get a lot of compliments on my skin, which is like mind-boggling to me because I don't have the best skin. And I mean, as you guys have seen in previous videos, I have acne on my chin and I have scars from the acne. So I do like a fuller coverage and I just to have it covered up. So when people compliment my skin, it's like crazy to me because I don't think I have great skin. But whenever I wear this foundation, I always get compliments on my skin and people are always shocked by what the foundation is. And that is the Maybelline Matte and Poreless foundation. So I started using this maybe a year and a half ago, but in 2016, I really reached for it almost every single day. I would say it's a medium coverage. So if you want a full coverage foundation, I would say just spot conceal before or after and it'll look great. But overall, I love this foundation. Next products that I want to talk about are concealers. This company really hit it out of the park with this product. They did a great job with the formula. So the product I'm talking about is the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer. These are awesome concealers, guys. If you haven't tried them, I really suggest getting your hands on them. They are super full coverage and just amazing. They don't crease under your eyes if you set it. I know some people don't even have to set it, but if you have dry eyes, I would make sure you're moisturized because it can look a little drying. I've just loved these so much. They're definitely full coverage. So if you're looking for something that's more natural that you can wear every day, I wouldn't consider this concealer that type of concealer. It's definitely got coverage to it, which is awesome. So even if you have troubled areas like acne or scars, whatever it may be, like I do, this stuff is awesome for that. So if you haven't gotten your hands on this yet, it's definitely worth the price tag. You also get way more product in here than you do like the Urban Decay concealer. So just saying, it's like the same price and you're getting almost double the amount. So make sure you guys pay attention to stuff like that because this is a good deal. The next products I have are primers. So these primers are kind of new to me, but I definitely discovered them in 2016. So I wanted to mention them in this video. The first one I have is the Smashbox Photo Finish Primer Water. And when I first got this, I thought, oh, that's not gonna work. It's gonna be gimmicky. Like, what the hell is a primer water gonna do for my makeup? And then I actually ended up really loving it. I cannot go a day when I do my makeup without using this. I just love that like when you put it on, it makes your skin feel refreshed and moisturized and just ready for makeup, and it does all of that without making your skin oily. So it definitely prolongs my makeup wear and it just makes everything look so much better on the skin. It makes everything sit nicer and I just really love this. I've already purchased a full size, so this was a standout product in 2016 for me. And then another one that I have is the Cover FX Mattifying Primer with Anti-Acne Treatment. I also had a smaller sample size of this one, but I ended up purchasing the full size because I loved it so much. I haven't found any other primer besides this one that keeps me matte for so long throughout the day. If you're having trouble finding a primer that keeps you matte, I would highly suggest this one. And it has anti-acne properties in it, so why not? The next product I have is a powder. This powder kind of went viral after Kathleen Lights talked about it on her channel, and it's the RCMA No Color Powder. So this is what it looks like. You get 3 ounces and I believe it's $12. It's a white powder, so you do have to be careful that you don't leave it on for too long, otherwise there will be a white cast, but this is awesome. It looks so good on the skin. It leaves a really nice satin finish. And this is good for setting your under eye concealer or baking your face. I find that because I have oily skin, it doesn't really keep me matte as long as something like the Laura Mercier translucent setting powder, but this is just as good and you get way more product and it's a hell of a lot cheaper. So this definitely stood out in 2016 as a more affordable option to bake my face, so I loved this. So the 2 bronzers that stood out to me, one of them is by no means new. It's the Too Faced Milk Chocolate Soleil and it looks like this. You can see I'm almost gonna hit pan on it. It smells like chocolate. So I just love how this smells and I love how it looks. It's definitely a more natural bronzer if you're looking for something that's not too intense or too harsh. You just want a little bit of definition. This is perfect, especially if you have fair skin. This is a great shade. And the other one that I really fell in love with last year was a new launch before summer, and it is the Butter Bronzer by Physicians Formula, and this is in the shade Bronzer. I know they have another one that's called Light Bronzer. So this is what it looks like. Again, it's the same sort of color. This one smells like pina coladas. It smells really good, but this also has that sort of natural bronzer look to it, and it glides on the skin, very shimmers in it, and it looks like satin on the skin. It just, if you have fair skin, I know it's hard to find bronzers, especially at the drugstore, but this is a really, really good one. So I loved this. For blush, I have a palette that really stood out to me. It's the Benefit Cheekathon palette. So this is what this looks like. So in this palette, you get 5 full-size products, and you get Dandelion, Hoola, Rockateur, Dallas, and Corlista. So Hoola is actually a bronzer, and then all the other ones are blushes. They came out with this in the springtime of last year, and I had never bought any Benefit blushes before because I believe they are $30 a blush, which is kind of insane when you think about it. I can never justify spending like $30 on one blush, but I'm sure a lot of other people could say the same about all the other makeup that I have. Blush is just something that I don't spend my money on really. And so when they came out with this palette, I thought it was a great value, first of all, because these are full-size products in here and you're getting 5 of them. And I believe the palette was like $60, if I'm not mistaken. So you're getting a lot of product for your money. It's a great value and the products are awesome. So I reached for this a lot in 2016. It's so easy to travel with too. It's a little bulky, but you've got so many different shades in here to choose from. So I loved this. And then the next one that I want to talk about are highlighters. My favorite palettes that I got last year was the Becca and Jaclyn Hill collaboration Face Glow palette. This is what the palette looks like. So you get 3 blushes and you get 2 highlighters. I really love the blushes in here. Mostly the shade in the middle, it's called Amaretto. It's a very nude everyday color, which is my kind of color. And then of course we have Champagne Pop and Prosecco Pop. So in 2016, I really enjoyed using this palette. I really love Champagne Pop, and I don't use Prosecco Pop as much. I am wearing it today. I don't like gold tone highlighters on me that much, so I do reach for Champagne Pop a lot, and I love it. I think a lot of people love it, so that one stood out to me in 2016. I used it almost every day. And then more recently, I started using the Jeffree Star highlighter. This is in the shade Ice Cold, and the formula of this is way different than the Becca one. The Becca one is very smooth and the pearls are not as chunky as the ones in Jeffree's are. So if you have a lot of skin texture, Jeffree's formula might enhance that a little bit because the formula is a lot chunkier. That's the only way that I can like describe it. The Becca formula is a lot smoother and the powder is a lot more fine, so it's gonna lay flatter on the skin and it's just gonna look more like a satin on the skin, and it's gonna enhance things nicely, as opposed to having something with bigger pearls in it. It's just going to lift the skin a little bit more, if that makes sense, and it's just gonna bring that texture out, if that makes sense. My favorite eyeshadow primers that I discovered in 2016, I'm so happy that I found them, because before I found these eyeshadow primers, my eyeshadow was looking like a hot mess. I'm just gonna be honest with you. It was not pretty. So these are the 2 primers that I found. So I have the Smashbox 24-hour base primer and the NYX HD eyeshadow primer. The NYX one is definitely a more affordable option if you're looking for something. It's a doe foot applicator. It has a little bit of a tint to it, and so it's going to cancel out a little bit of redness on your eyes. This one is in a squeezy tube, and there's not really a color to it, so it's not going to cover any veins or anything on your eyelid, but I will say that these 2 products definitely prolong the wear of my eyeshadows like no other primer I've used before. I've tried the Urban Decay Primer Potion, did not work for me. My shadows creased within an hour, and same thing with the NARS Smudge Proof Eyeshadow Primer. They just did not work for my eyelids at all. So I'm really happy I discovered these. They have been like life-changing in the eyeshadow department. So if you're looking for new eyeshadow primers, these are great options. The next thing we can talk about is brows. I am very late to the bandwagon on this one. I know. I'm kind of upset that I love this product so much because it's a little pricey and I know I go through it a little fast. But the product I'm talking about, that I'm sure you all know I'm talking about, is the Anastasia Brow Wiz Pencil. I use the shade Chocolate, and it's just a twist up on one side and then you have your little spoolie on the other side to comb out your brows. I absolutely love this formula. I just started using this maybe during summer last year, and the formula is like no other that I've tried before. Like, this is so good. And I'm so upset that it's so good because it's expensive, but I can't see myself using anything else now. So thanks, Anastasia. The other thing I have here is the Anastasia Tinted Brow Gel in the shade Brunette. And I like to use this on top after I finish shaping out my eyebrows. I use this to lighten them a little bit because my hair is a little bit lighter now that I've been adding highlights to it. And my eyebrows, I swear, are like black. So they don't match my hair, and I could just like lighten them, but I don't want to go through the hassle of that. And so I use this to lighten my brows, and I started using this last year and I love it. So these two together have been awesome. My favorite mascara, I will not dwell on this for long because we all know, if you've been watching my videos, we all know my favorite mascara by now, and it is the L'Oreal Voluminous Million Lashes. We all know this is my favorite. I cannot get enough of it. Every time I try something new, I always go back to it. There's nothing better. I just always go back to this. So if you haven't tried this, you need to try it. Please go get it. It's not that expensive. I think it's less than $10, so it's a good one. That's all I'm gonna say about it because I've talked about it way too much, so. I had never tried Makeup Geek eyeshadows before MannyMUA collaborated with them and made an eyeshadow palette. I had heard obviously amazing things about their eyeshadows. They're super blendable, they're super pigmented, and they're affordable. I always reach for this. I'm always using Beaches and Cream, Artemis to highlight my brow bone in my inner corner. These are great transition shades and crease shades. I love these darker ones also. And this color is really nice. That one's called Luna. It's a super pretty like metallic shade. So I'm really glad I tried these out, and I'm so glad I own this palette. And then more recently, I tried Anastasia eyeshadows. So the first palette I got from them was the Master Palette by Mario. And that's what the shades look like. You guys have seen this in my videos before too. Like I said, same thing with the Makeup Geek. I had never tried their shadows before, obviously, and I purchased this palette, and I have to say these are even better than the Makeup Geek ones, in my opinion. I love how blendable these are, and I love how pigmented they are. Something about the formula is so easy to blend out, and it's like you don't have to do any work at all to make it look good. I purchased this and I loved it so much that I ended up buying more of their shadows, their single eyeshadows. I picked them up during the Black Friday sale. This is Bone, and this is like the black one. I don't know what each shade is called. I know this is Metal, Chocolate Chip. I know I have Fudge, Sienna. I'll have it all listed in the description box. But yeah, these are really great shadows. If you haven't tried their shadows, highly, highly, highly recommend. Let's talk about brushes that I loved. Morphe brushes. If you guys haven't heard of Morphe or tried Morphe, I don't know where you've been. These brushes are so, so good and so affordable. So I have a few here that are some of my favorites that I use every day. This one here is a angled brush, and it's the Morphe E4. I use this to apply my blush every day. It fits perfectly on my cheeks, and I think it's an awesome brush. It's super soft, so I love this one. And then I also have the Morphe R10, which I use for contouring. It's got the perfect shape to create a line and then also blend things out nicely, so I love using this one for contour. And then this one I use for highlighting. It's the Morphe M501. It's just a little fluffy brush, and it fits perfectly on the high points of my cheek, and then I also put it down my nose, so I really, really love this. And then I have some eyeshadow brushes that I really love. This is the Morphe E27, and I use this to blend out like the transition color. And then I also have a Morphe R38 that I use to blend into the crease. Of course, the Morphe M433. This brush is amazing at adding color into the outer corner and kind of dragging it into the crease. It's just an awesome brush. So those are some of my favorite brushes from Morphe. I do have a video on brushes, so if you guys are interested in seeing like what different brushes I use for different things, you should check that out. But yeah, those are some brushes that I absolutely love from Morphe. So if you haven't checked them out, I definitely would. They're very affordable and their quality is great. And then I wanted to talk about the brush cleaner that I use. I discovered it last year and it used to be called Boulevard Cosmetics, but now they changed the name to MannyMUA. And what it is, it's a makeup brush shampoo and conditioner. So I use this to clean my brushes. It's so easy to work with. Like, get your brush wet, you take it and you just swirl it in here, and it's the fastest thing ever. I swear it cut down my washing time of my brushes in half. We all dread washing our brushes. I know we do. I hate it. I hate doing it. But with this product, it's been able to cut the time in half, and it's a great product. So this is what I use. I clean my beauty blender with it every day and I clean my brushes with it. So if you're looking for a new brush cleanser, I highly recommend this one. It's great. And the last products that I have to talk about are lip products. And the lip products I'm talking about are Jeffree Star's liquid lipsticks. For a long time, I was trying to love liquid lipsticks, but I didn't because they were just so uncomfortable on the lips and they were super drying. But Jeffree's formula is amazing. The first one I tried was Mannequin, which is, I think, my all-time favorite. And then I decided to get some stuff from the holiday collection and then his standard regular collection, and they're all awesome. I love all of the shades. Like I said, the formula is amazing. It feels like nothing is on your lips. It feels very comfortable and you don't know that you have a liquid lipstick on. That's gonna wrap up the video today. My camera is about to die. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys had an awesome New Year's, and leave some comments below letting me know what your favorite products of 2016 were and any products that you guys are loving right now so I can check them out. And thank you so much for watching again. I will see you in the next one. Bye.